Okay, hello and welcome. So last time I did wanted to finish Ven's Ven's like route, I guess you could call it. I wanted to finish him last stream, but then connection issues caused that to not happen. So we're gonna finish off that today, which should be really quickly. Um, Also, I'm kind of worried about my mic because I just dropped it before stream. So I'm hoping it's working fine. I'm not entirely sure though, but hopefully it is. Um, but yeah, so I want to finish Fens, and also I want to look for, actually before doing like the credits. Um, okay, that's good. Thank you, Acro. Okay, that's good. The mic's working. But yeah, I want to finish Fens today, and also look for the Easter eggs. Also, I replayed the game up to this point, so we can redo this, and also on the more updated version with all the with some of the bug fixes and stuff. So yeah, let's get back to the point where we were. Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to get back to the exact spot. Yeah, I think it was after this part where his dad dies because of him. I think it was around here. He says I won't understand if I don't let go, but that's not true. I know I can only grow from always remembering. I will show you, Father. Show you the proper way of doing things around here. I won't let you speak ways of letting go be taught here. We will stand strong and kill whatever gets in our way. Just don't you ever say I didn't think things through. Okay, so now Gwen is next. Mom? Thanks. save real quick. Ah, we're getting right into this. See, what happens if I speak to these ones right now? I think the ocean is awful, filled with creatures that can never be loved. Ooh. Honestly, I never really cared about them. My pearls. Those humans taught me everything. They're the only ones that matter. Only the humans matter to me. That's why I gave up and left. There's no such thing as freedom. As long as I'm around, I'm the only one that will be free. You're not allowed to pick, just me. It's funny when Cyril doesn't let them do what they want. Why should they be free anyway? Okay. I don't really care. As if you really matter. That man, he's so much more special to me than anyone else. The one who crafted my pearl hairpin. He's the only one I love. This is the real Gwen. This is her. Do you believe me? I knew he'd agree. I'm pretty sure if these touch me, it's... Alright, mommy. I knew she was a liar. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought if they touched you, that would be the end. I was right all along. I always hated her guts. I was right all along. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. He got out. Yeah, I think they all just repeat that same thing. That bitch made... Oh, that bitch wanted all of us to die. I knew it. I knew she was stupid. I knew she hated us. I knew she never really cared about anyone but herself. I knew she was lazy. I knew she let her kids get beat up. I knew she hated her pearls. I knew she was unfaithful. She was a liar. Oh, stuck again? Okay, maybe this one up there. I don't think that one's moved at all. This isn't the real Gwen. This isn't her. You believe me? Yeah. And how do you know? She let your dad hurt you. She always protected me. But she stopped protecting you in almost the moment she left. How can you still keep letting her do these things to you? It's because she isn't here anymore. It doesn't give you the right to say what she was or wasn't to me. No matter what, she'll always be my mom. I'll love her no matter what. Obtain mask. Okay. Oh. I need to get... Oh, yes, got out. used to learn about me? When I was born, I had nothing. My parents never took care of me, and they always wanted a family that would love me. I wondered how my parents ever made me if all they ever did was argue. They were in con- constant screaming matches, and they would throw things at one another at times. Small, snarky remarks were passed. My parents would never ask me ask, ask me who was better or right. You like mommies more, right? No, no, no. Daddy is nicer and smarter, isn't he? Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I used to pick when I was younger, but then the others would turn to them, gloat and tell the others they were truly were worse. And by my input, I was I was a tool they needed to prove their point. I wanted both of you to be happy, so why? I always swam away to the surface when I could. My parents never asked, nor did they ever care. And that way, I looked to the humans that would walk past the beach and even play in the rivers. The human offsprings would happily splash around as their parents always pick them up or would play with them. Sometimes they would even cook their food and sing, tell tales long into the night. I spend more time with humans than I have with anyone else in this world. I want to learn more about them and how the world and what their world offers. Their society was also fascinating when brought to the ocean, even as they ventured through the seas and their goods were being flooded into the waters. Their creations took a shine to me in every piece they made. I listened and heard what they were saying, and before I knew it, I had learned what they were saying and read their language with ease. The books they left told tales similar to what I'd heard from the humans, and among the sea, the sailors would tell tales of the Mers. It was as if our worlds were truly connected, and I wished to tell everyone about the humans, about it if I ever had the chance. Unfortunately, one night I had returned to my parents' home. Everything was a mess, as it always was, and it was always on me to clean everything up when I got back. I tried not to appear hurt, seeing even my own items I brought home from the surface were destroyed. Where were you? Your father made a mess again, and you didn't stop him. She always swam out of the house when her father was angry, but she never did clean up after him, saying it was his mess, not hers. But then why did I have to be the one to pick up the pieces, even though it was neither hers nor mine? After cleaning everything up, I spoke to my mom. Mom, I want to move to another part of the sea. She slammed the table. Move? What do you mean, move? You don't do anything in this house, and you take care of absolutely nothing. Okay, that's definitely wrong. Why does she always put me down? Want to be an anthropologist, Mom. Wait, what? What even is that? I want to study humans. Oh my lord. She grabbed me and shoved me against the wall. Dad swam in during the commotion and asked, "What's going on?" She wanted to go to the surface to look at humans. What, Gwen? Don't, don't you know how dangerous humans are? Don't pretend that that you guys care about me now. Mom is literally pushing up against the wall. What do you mean they're dangerous? I pushed her off me. You're not nearly as dangerous as everyone says they are. It and it's not like they can see us anyway. So that's where you've been going. Don't 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 you ever say that. Before I knew it, my parents grabbed me and threw me in the room they call the furnace. Ooh, this is the this is the room they always lock me up in when they want to for anything. I slammed my hand against the door. It's always burning up in this particular room. I feel weak most of the time here. Oh, get me out of here. You're tearing this family apart. Think it over, Gwen. I'm still trying to burst through as they leave. Just how is this great blue sea did my parents make me? Did they ever want to love each other? Or me? They must have if they made, but I've never seen it since I could remember. I've learned more than I ever could from the humans than my own parents. There was nothing in this room but my thoughts. Oh, how much I wish for someone to love me as much as those humans loved one another. I had remembered a young man kicking his feet in the water and speaking to his wife, who was doing the same. He said to her, "There are billions of stars out there, but you're the only one that shines brightly in my eyes." She softly giggled, covering her face with her hands. I remember listening to their heartfelt confessions and wishing that my parents would just be the same as they were, in love, happy, and ready to take on the world together. I ached for love this way, and if I were to pick another, I'd be with someone who'd be willing to protect our love and never use me to further their own agenda. I muttered, "No matter what, I will not be like my parents." I was going to set myself free, if nothing else would. For what felt like an eternity, the door opened. In that instant, I swam out with all the strength I could, my mother being shoved as I swam out the door. She screamed out to my dad, and I swam, and as I saw him try to shut the door, and I squeezed through right before it could be shut. It was more crowded than usual. Perhaps today was a holiday or a ceremony. At least my parents would lose track of me if I kept swimming through the crowd, or so I thought. I felt two pairs of hands grab both my arms. I screamed, turning around, seeing my parents tug at me. "Let me go!" "You can't go, Gwen. We need you." I screamed louder. "Let me go!" Suddenly, someone came to push my parents off. I saw them back off, and I took my chance in swimming off. I fled and swam to a corner. I was certain no one would see. At least, hopefully, no one would see me. But then, the mirror that stopped my parents from earlier approached me. I choked out, my voice cracking. "I'm not going back," huffed, covering my face with my arms and curled up. "I'm never going back, so leave me alone." "Okay." At first, it was awkward as I huffed away before eventually managing to calm down. Never once forced me to talk, nor tried to prod at what happened. It was silent despite the crowd bustling before us, thought briefly covering my face. I want to someday become an anthropologist. My parents obviously hate the idea, but it makes me happy. Eventually, everything you work for will come to you. I smiled and whispered, "When I leave, I'll always remember your kind words. I know this is a strange request having just met, but I think I like you. I I'd you, I'd you to be my mate, but I won't stop you if you want to keep your dream. For once, someone wasn't trying to hold me back, despite wanting to be what I've always dreamt of, and even being able to escape now if I wanted to. When I looked into his eyes, I could see those stars twinkling like the night sky. The young man told his wife. I felt like my body would melt just staring at his eyes alone. So you want me to go? Do you want to go with me to the surface? He shook his head. I'm the prince. I'm not allowed to leave, but you can go to the surface any time. You'd like if you're the queen. There'll always be home for you if you come back. Home for you to come back to. I smiled weakly, grabbing his arm. A home for me to come back to, anytime I wanted. As long as you can take me away from my parents, that's all I really need. I nodded and we both got up with my arms wrapped around his. It may have been sudden, but I felt this was right for me. Perhaps it was fate that brought me here. Even then, Palace's expectations had begun to take a toll on me, and so I know I wasn't the best mother. It eats me away at every moment. I didn't realize it until my last moments of life, but my pearls need to have their mother, and I was so selfish. Much as I appreciated what the humans had done for me, it was wrong for me to go alone without my family. Next time, I want to be with them, all of us, on the surface, and enjoying the presence of humans together. Okay, so I'm going to save before looking at the profile. Oh, loves everything she dreams to learn more about humans. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, good. Just look around the room real quick. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, I think I have an idea. But first, I do want to look at that. This is the Sea Witches. I want to look at the one that was broken last time. Was this the Mars? No. No, this is dragons. It's the bottom one then. Yeah, this one. If the Mars is from the south, they have diamonds. If they're from the north, they have circles. If they're from the west, they have no designs. If they're from the east, they have arrows. It's possible to have a mix of a few designs depending on your ancestry. As such, Melly has swirls on her arms. Okay, that's neat to know. Yes. I don't think I've noticed swirls on her arms before. I'd like to read about Dana's favorite books. I'll do that in a second. I just want to look around a little more. What's this? Would you like to read Starford by Usako the Odd? Okay, let's do this one first. Actually, I want to save first before going into there. There once was a starfish that was a square. It can't be. You can't be a starfish," said one starfish. "Why not?" asked the squarefish. "Because a star has 5 points. They're not pointy nor have 5 of anything. Maybe it's not you. It's maybe to you. I'm not," said the squarefish. The starfish. The starfish looks at brain or yeah, I think that's brain. He has a guitar. The squarefish is on the drums. They're in a rock band. And so the squarefish and brain played all night long. Okay. As the crowds of fish only get bigger, they jammed all through the night. You don't need to look like a star to be a star. All you need to know is that stars never stop shining. Let's do this one. Is one of these stories the one your sibling wrote? Because I think I remember you mentioning that. "Hi, my name is Starford. My dream is to be a star." "Hey, look, there's Splish. He's my best friend. Wonder if he can help me be a real star." "Hello, Splish." "Oh, hello, Starford. Will you help me be a star?" "But Starford, you are a star. You're a starfish." "Yes, but I wanted to be a star in the sky. They're so bright and pretty. I'm just a dull and boring starfish. If I were in the star in the sky, I can shine just as bright." "Okay, but how are you going to get there?" "I know, maybe you can send me off with a catapult." "I don't know. What if you break a leg?" "That's okay. I'll just grow a new one." "Oh right, you are a starfish." "Yes, I am. Let's go." "Okay, Splish, I'm ready." Okay." I expected that. Wow, look at all the pretty sea stars. Well, that was worth a shot. You're a genius, Splish. I should have used a slingshot. I don't know, Starford. I think you're right where you belong. It's a slingshot the same as a catapult. I'm going home, Starford. Okay, Splish. Let's have another adventure tomorrow. Does the kitten crab not have like a little profile thing? Or is that it? Okay. Now I need to figure out where the Easter eggs are. Now I'm going to assume either in these outside rooms or one inside these rooms. Let me look around first, and if I don't, then sure. Because my first thought is probably in Ven and Alice's room since there's not really much to do in them otherwise.
Yeah. Hmm. Huh? Oh. Yeah. Huh? Huh. Yeah. 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 Huh. Huh? Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, doesn't look like there's anything here. Let me check this room. Wait, what room is... Is he supposed to be here? Well, if it isn't my grandpearl. This used to be my study room, believe it or not, but I'm also a fortune teller. Your granny could predict specific events, and I was able to create alternatives for changing those futures. It's a little strange, but if your granny said you'd marry a witch, I'd be able to tell you a future in which that wouldn't have happened, where you wouldn't have had to. The thing is, only I have the ability to change it. So if I don't want that for you, I was the variable that could change it. Not that I'd change that for you. I want you to be happy, no matter who who you are with. Fortunately, your great grandpa was great at raising me, despite my own mischief nature growing up. Even so, I'm sorry we never got to meet. Because I don't listen to your granny. I ruined the future in which I'd be able to see you grow up. Even then, had I been around, that poor witch, he could have never met you the way he is now. Like your granny said, a blessing and a curse all the same. May your future be big and bright as a muscle as my muscles. Okay, so that was new. Let me... Huh. Maybe we should check the other sisters' rooms then. Come on. Because I mean, your mom is gone because to stop her. Chose not to stop her. I let the humans she loved kill her. I don't want to lose you too, especially to the humans. But it seems like you don't really want to be with me to begin with. I know that it's all my fault. It will always be. I just wanted everyone I love to stay with me. Is that so hard to ask? Got the chance to tell anyone I love them. Please don't look at me that way. I won't ever be able to. I have to conceal it all, or else I'll break everyone else too. Okay, that's also new, I think. Maybe if I talk to Liam again, maybe something will happen. Let's see. No. Same stuff. Okay, let me check this big room then. Okay, which one was Liam? The first one I found? Is that what that was? Okay. Let me go back. Ooh.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, yeah.
Hmm. Would it be okay to get, like, hints about where the other two might be? Wait. Oh, I thought it was moving by itself for a second. Yeah, but can I get like hints of where they may be? Like rooms or something like that? Where would that be then? Let's see. I feel like I've clicked on everything. Oh, it's puppy crap. Like the pet it? Yes. Let's, one left, and that's... Oh yeah, I definitely, I plan to look at all, everything with the other cute characters as well. Or do I have to... Oh, no, okay. So I'm gonna save, just in case. No, this is the story, right? Oh no, this is different. In terms of characters design, Vanilla and Alice are actually based off Victor Grants and Aesop Carl from Attend TV. Well, Elias is based off of Edgar Alden and Luca Balsa, respectively. That's why Ven's name starts with a V and Alice with an A, and Elias starts with an E and L. When I first noted that this story, I had the thought of Aesop and Victor in the Little Mermaid story, but of course that came with a lot of complications. First of all, I was still very new to IDV and I only had headcanons for how Aesop and Victor interacted with each other in their canon lore. Anybody who was in the fandom back in 2020 should know that lore was very sparse for the game and even scattered about, making it difficult to truly have a specific persona for the characters. So I feared making the characters a little too OOC. Even with that, if their characters were very off, it also wouldn't have been smart to take smart in the long run to write a long story about characters from another series. I would worry about copyright and blah blah blah, you know, the legal issues and stuff. And heck, if I was gonna get super creative with its lore building, it was just a matter of smarter to make them my own characters than use someone else's. Overall, that's how Vanille, Alice, and Elias were born. In terms of character design, I tried my best to avoid making Vanille look too much like Victor, and same with Alice. Elias, on the other hand, was a love child, so it wouldn't have really mattered. Alice was the one most altered, with obviously a red palette instead of gray. Vanille, on the other, is the one probably the most closest to his inspiration. I don't know if Elias counts. I tried to change Vanille's blonde hair, but he didn't feel right no matter what color I gave him. I gave him white and brown, and I avoided red, so he wouldn't get mixed up with Alice. I was avoiding black since Elias had black hair, so I was thinking. So I was limited in that regard. Green didn't seem suited, and blue was purple would have given him a more mysterious vibe. Sadly, blonde was the only color I could use to express his naivete, naive yet outspoken and positive nature. I may be stereotyping hair colors, but I am really honest when it comes to it. For Alice, red became his color because it is based off because he is based off a giant Pacific octopus. Purple was added into his color regarding his hidden and tragic backstory. However, red suited him because, despite Alice's distant demeanor, he is passionate about the one thing that means the most to him. Sorry, that's spoilers. Elias, however, is the common level-headed guy, so I'll see him wear a lot of blue and white in like season 3-ish. Oh, that's fine. And since we're talking about character designs, I was also designing Vanille's sisters on the spot. Like literally the first characters when I drew the first chapter when I drew them. Cyril and Melly were pre-planned, however, as Gwen. However, Gwen as well. I think Gwen and Glenn was an on-the-spot character. I remember drawing chapter 1 thinking, yeah, I won't ever be drawing his fam in the future. Do I have news for you, final draft me? While working on the chapters for season 1, I updated it to where Vanille's family was more present than in the storyboards. I followed for the final draft. I really wanted to hit home that Vanille's family was always there, always present, despite then feeling so alone. I think that's something that past me never realized, nor a lot of people may think. This isn't an event spot, but I just wanted to mention I only work so hard on this comic because I get reminded every time I touch the story is because I wanted to leave something of me behind. Like my oldest sister passed in 2020, I'm still left with the thought that she was young. She had dreams, and the me before her passing thought she would always be there when I got older. And while drawing the comic, I realized how much my family is here, even if I don't leave my room. The presence and noise still comes through to my room. The food I eat, and the used bathroom. I know Vince's family is a bit distant, and they're all still working on themselves despite us following Ven, but when the bigger things to celebrate happen, we see family all the time. That's why Ben's sisters popped up so much than I never expected. In the storyboard, they only show up for episode 1, but I extended them to the other chapters. Episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 19, 20 for 26, 27, and season finale 28 plus 20, 29. There are 11 extra chapters. I wasn't even expecting to draw them in. 12 if you include the Halloween collab. Everything just started, and the story is finally kicking off to where it needs to go, but I still have a long ways to go. I want this minigame to remind, as a reminder, that I worked hard with them. Past 2.5 years, I'd say even 3 if I wanted to include the 1 year I spent rewriting the different versions to get to this one. I'm sorry it's taking a long time to push the story, but I promise it's because I want you to grow with my characters and meet them slowly, like how you would meet another person. It's slow, but I promise when I pick up, I hope you enjoy and pick up with it. There are still many things in UF I need to write. Even while making this minigame, things are being rewritten. Hope you'll enjoy what I have in store. Big special thanks to everyone that drew fan art of me throughout the 2 years I've been drawing season 1. Seeing them motivated me throughout the growing work. And as always, thank you for reading my comic. It means a lot to me. Thanks. Honestly, and it's a really good story. I really enjoyed the comic and that you make it. Wait, was that not it? Was that not the Easter egg? Oh. That... Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm clicking on like every tile. Oh, really? That was... Oh. Oh, you were expecting more? I don't have much else to say. I'm glad you still want to hear more from me. Feel free to drop by in my streams at twitch.tv/achromaticcolors. I drew my comic there and even play games sometimes. Karaoke too. I shall warn you that I talk about spoilers for the comic all the time there. So yeah, if you don't want any best to avoid it. Thanks again. Oh, okay, that's the same stuff. Okay. So I think that's it. Wait, it still says 1. Did I miss something again? Oh, there is? Oh, you probably clicked this time by accident. But guess what? Easter egg time. Okay. My name is Iruka. I was born in an ocean village that resides beside a witch den. Witches were often coming. That is that the is that the Orca witch? I think I remember this name before. Witches were often coming in and out of this town for goods and wares. They were all different, part of some sea creature and part human. Because of because of them, I was wildly fascinated with the outside. It was always a dream of mine to go from place to place and learn all that I could. My parents were adamant that I took over their work, which was logging for witches, but I hated it here. And the worst part was, the witches were all stuck up and barely spoke to me even when I had questions. My parents would always scold me for asking so many questions. One day, my parents told me that our best room was being reserved, which was never for anyone but the head of the witches. I don't remember her name, but I was enamored with the thought of asking her where she came from and what it was like as I was from any guests that came here. And don't you dare bother her for any reason. My dad snarled, sternly said to me. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that there was one piece of art you didn't finish, and it was one of the Easter eggs. She's the head, and if she doesn't speak to you, you don't speak to her. Yeah. Something about the design reminds me of something. Like, have we seen that design before? When she came in, she had a strange and smaller witch with her. Red hair, yellow eyes, and strange proportions coming from protrusions coming from their head. They were quiet as she checked in. So where are you guys from? The witch smirked in reply. Well, aren't you bold? Your mother came. I'd uncovered my mouth. My dad tried to frankly appease the situation. I'm so sorry, madam. I will make sure he never speaks a word ever again. The witch laughed. Don't give it a thought. She pointed at me and said, I can see it in you, such strong ambition. She then pointed the smaller witch beside her. I think you and my assistant Alice will get along perfectly, since you're so eager. Why don't you both go out for a chat while I get my work done here? Madam, thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness. Please, anything you desire from us will be at your disposal. My mother uttered. I smiled and swam to thy assistant, Alice, and grabbed him by the arm. Yeah. As we swam away, I asked him all sorts of questions. Where are you from? Oh, he's got a little portrait. Don't know. Where is your mom and dad from? Don't know. Don't you know anything? It was awful. I know this his lady master was just trying to get rid of me, but he couldn't at least come up with something. My parents left me. I don't know who they are. Oh, I felt kind of bad, but then again, this wasn't about him. Then tell me a cool story about one of your adventures. Alice tilts his head, but he seems like he's thinking. I'm not really allowed to go out very much. Oh geez, you're so freaking boring. And I thought I'd finally get some way to see what's out there. A huff turning away, I heard him sigh before he speaks. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister at left on the bank and having nothing to do. Once or twice, she had peeked into the book her sister was reading, but I had no pictures or conversations in it, and what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering it in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid. Whether the, the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close to her, asked fervently, turning around. What's a book? A daisy? A rabbit? Alice tugged his hair a bit and huffed as well. I don't know. As suspected, he dozed. He doesn't know anything. But this is a story, one that's enjoyed above the sea. It's okay, sorry about that. Someone was just delivering a package and they were barking at them. But this is a story, one that's enjoyed above the sea. It's been read to me so many times by Miss Chigao Lee. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But I memorized it. I laughed. How funny. The person in the story has the same name as you. He nodded, settling down. I joined him. We spoke occasionally here and there while Alice recites the story to me. Despite both of us never really knowing what most things were, like a cake, a rose, a dodo, or a hare, there was so much. I loved every minute of it. It was exciting to hear something that wasn't from here. I felt like I could be here for hours listening to this voice with every detail memorized. So Alice got up and ran off, thinking while she ran, as well as she might what a wonderful dream it had been. The end. The end? What do you mean the end? Isn't there more? He shook his head. That's it. That's the end of Alice in Wonderland. I mean, there are technically sequels to that book, so it's technically not the end. I couldn't believe it, so I grabbed his arm. But there has to be more. Is there another one? Another story? The witch shook his head once more. That's the only one I know by heart. I huffed, letting him go. There was such a big world out there. A world filled with stuff like orange marmalade, caterpillars, and mice. Things about a frog coachman and a never-ending grace. I love hearing all of that. Alice, a woman's voice called. I looked. It was the lady Lady Master of Alice. We have a have a lot of work to do. Alice nodded and got up. Wait, I'll come back and tell me another story, right? Alice was quiet, and he gave quite a blank stare. Alice, she called once more. Come here, this instant. I can't promise you anything, but if we see each other again, I'll try to think of another story. He swam off. Her name is Aruka, by the way. I shouted as he reached her. He looked back before they both went their way. I couldn't wait to see him at the end. I swam back, and the moment I entered... Why did you do that? I looked up to him, confused, with a small glimpse. I could see our inn was ransacked our reception was demolished. I could hear my mother grumbling as she was cleaning up. What happened? He hit me again. What the hell do you think, dumbass? You stupid face, always asking stupid questions. We told you. Because of you, no one will ever come here again. All because you couldn't shut your damn mouth. Okay, what happened exactly? We never should have ever had you. I looked over at Mom and didn't bear to look and who didn't bear to look at me. And the hit didn't stop coming. I felt like forever that he kept beating me, and I felt a small part of my pearl fall. I even lost sight of my left eye. When it stopped, I felt like nothing. When I had bothered to look around, Mom was already gone, and I assumed Dad left to find her. Oh yeah, I kind of got that idea. Yeah, I got that idea, but I'm not entirely sure why they're blaming him for it. Like, I'm not sure what he did that caused this. That's what I'm confused about. It was just me in this empty room. Demolished. Oh, okay. I ended up thinking, what if we come back and finish the job? What if they both do? Was it so wrong to ask questions? Is it so wrong to know? So despite my parents wishing, I ventured out and never came back home. Yet I'm grateful that this happened because it gave me a reason to finally leave. I got to see this great big ocean, swimming to every inch I could get myself to. Okay, I guess that makes sense then. I met a handful of Mers, ran into plenty of dumb witches, and learned so much about the sea. But I also wanted to see Alice again. I ventured out and I was aiming to reach him so that I could hear another story. No matter how harsh people were with me, or what I stole, I didn't care if it meant I could see Alice again. Even at times, I wanted to hear that strange story again, even if it was only once more, from his lips alone. Then one day, when I was just finishing selling some things to a merchant, I noticed a particular witch looking about. They seemed similar to Alice, red hair, yellow eyes, and strange protrusions coming from the top of their head, just like the ones I had seen years ago. But just to make sure if this really was him. Excuse me? But they stumbled up, barely a single glance at me. I called once more. Excuse me. Not a single response as they swam by. I think I know who it is now. I just don't remember his name from the beginning of the story. Hey, I grabbed them and they snapped. What's your problem? Yeah, gel. That okay. But soon they were taking it back. I looked into their eyes, that same yellow and was duller, but it was no different than the one I saw years ago. For some odd reason, these eyes were much more knowing. That scent. They covered their nose. Aruka? Perked up immediately. It seemed he didn't forget me. The same way I didn't forget about him. It was Alice. I eagerly hugging him. He seemed he seemed he seemed weak, but he somehow managed to pull away. Dude, are you okay? I laughed looking at him. Actually, I think I knew that. I knew Aruga meant dolphin. That's why at first I assumed that the orca witch. I laughed looking at him. He looked away. As quiet as I remember him to be, but he knows more than he's letting on. I can tell. You're right. That was stupid. That was a stupid question. I laughed just like old times. I always asked the dumb shit. Despite being a traveler, I took him to where I was residing for the time being, and I told him all about what happened since we parted, about my parents, my wishes, and about what I did. We were together for almost 2 days. I insisted, of course. I wanted his company for a little bit before I requested what he promised years ago. I wanted us to stay together, but Alice just had to ask. You found this? He pointed to a shiny rod in my hand. This looks familiar. I laughed, showing it off to Alice to look at. Yeah, it belonged to a dumb witch. They took their eyes off of it for a second and I nabbed it. Alice didn't seem to like that. I could tell it was from his expression alone. I wasn't a saint, so I didn't really care what he thought about what I did. None of it really mattered anyway, now that Alice was here. I don't care if you don't care, but by the way, I set it beside the wall of merchandise I plan to sell. I know you defended me to stay, but I believed I've overstayed my welcome. Huh, you're that disgusted by my work? No. He swam to the door. If you think I'm against stealing to make a living, then you don't know what's really concerning here. The witches come look the witch will come looking for it, and want to come I don't want to come across any more witches that I already have than I already have. Blinks I blinked soon laughing. Come now, Alice. No witch is going to come here. You'd be mistaken. That rod belongs to Witch Sachi. She'll hunt you down no matter what and make you pay your life for it. Okay, that makes sense why they were working together then. I guess this is how that like went into it. Okay, I'll toss it, but only if you fulfill what you promised to me. You turned to me almost flabbergasted. Promise? I never promised anything to you. Yes, you did. Said you'd think of another story to tell me. That was years ago, and I remember distinctly I said I couldn't promise anything. I swam up to Alice and pushed him against the wall. to get him away from the door. Then tell me the one story again. The one that was all about you. It wasn't a story about me. I could tell he was getting disgusted with me, but I think that he was even bothered looking at me after all these years. Didn't tell me a story, just like the one you said you would. Surprisingly, he pushed me off of him. I always saw him this week, yet he managed to swim off and I ended up chasing after him. It wasn't long before Alice lost his strength and sat down. I joined him, grinning as wide as ever. Yes, even witches get tired of me. Fine. I'll tell you another one if you'd leave me alone. Sure, whatever. And just like before, as he said he would. The story is about a fish that could grant any wish to those who captured it. And once again, they were talking about a story and listening to it like it was years ago. But this time, when the story ended, he got up and on his own. Alice swam away without a goodbye. I reached out. Alice, wait. He kept going, and even after I chased him once more, yet he was faster this time, and before I knew it, he disappeared. It was lonely. Maybe I fantasized in my head as I thought Alice felt the same way I did for him all these years. He made me think about how big this world really was, and yet meeting him again made me think the world was also quite small. I wanted to chase me like how Alice chased after that rabbit. Once I find out how to capture you, Alice, you'll be my fish and grant me my greatest wish. And so I swam back and grabbed that rod. Come and find me, witch Sachi. I want to become human and make a daisy chain to chain with what's rightfully mine. Okay, so I think that should be it now. That should be the end. Yay! So let's see the credits. Once you enter this room, you cannot come back. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. Welcome, you're getting pretty close to the end. I hope you enjoyed the minigame. It was made with a lot of love and struggle in between. It was a lot, but it was worth it. I appreciate you sticking out this far in it. Sorry if it was boring. I just wanted to celebrate the end of the first season, as well as put a place for the stuff that won't ever make it into the comic. I see you have finished the spicy stuff, the Easter eggs and whatnot. Great job. Which Easter egg did you enjoy the most? Honestly, I think I did like Jill's backstory the most. Because these two were like kind of small things. They were still neat, but I think I did like that the best. Yeah, I spent a lot of work on that one. Never again. Glad you enjoyed it though. All the credits, yes. Honestly, I know it's gonna be a very long time. Oh. Okay, I don't want to speak over the song. I'll talk after it then. Okay, so what I was going to say is, I know it's going to be a very long time till the end of season 2, but like I kind of hope you do something like this again when that time comes. Like I think it would be fun. But of course, it's up to you. I know this is a lot of work, and also making the comic is a lot of work as well. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, if you do it in like the same like setup, you could like. But yeah, if you do it in like the same setup, I guess you could maybe do like rooms for the different witches. I guess because I'm assuming there's gonna be more witches in season 2 or something like that. But yeah, I can't wait for season 2 and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is probably end the stream here for today right now, and then I think the next stream I'll probably do both Alice and Kitty Crabs because I won't be reading all the stuff. So I think it'll be a lot faster to do both of them in one stream. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.